This is Steve from Boxing UK. Absolutely delighted to be joined by Oleksandr Usyk's promoter, Alex Krassyuk. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Alex, have you had a quiet day today?
Listen, it's not a normal day for me because usually I wake up and I go to bathroom to brush my teeth and to take my shower. And today I opened my eyes and first thing I saw was like a dozen of texts on my phone with some cracking news. So the first man I opened was Eddie Hearn, who said that I overslept everything. So I gave him a call and he explained me what happened this night. The arbitration went up with the decision that Fury has to face Wilder for the third time, which gave us the opportunity to make our mandatory after 2 years of expectations, of waiting.
Absolutely. Alex, you've said for quite some time that you didn't think Fury and Joshua would happen this year. It looks like you might be proven right.
I never said it was because I'm so smart or I made some special analysis or I purchased a glass ball and made some predictions. No, it was just a hunch. Feeling that this fight was not likely to happen before Usyk faces AJ. That was it. And it's quite a lot. Time has passed since January when we first heard about the interim. Now it's already middle of May. And the fight between AJ, the possible fight between AJ and Usyk might take place at the end of summer. And probably in July, Fury would have to face Wilder. So the time is running very fast. And the feeling was like that, and it remains the same.
Yeah, I have to ask you, Alex, before we go into any detail. Some stories in the UK press this morning said you've already been in touch with Eddie Hearn. Have you been in touch with Eddie Hearn? And can you tell us what's been discussed already?
Yes, of course. I've been in touch with Eddie Hearn within the last 7 days, almost every day. We discussed different issues, different business matters. But this morning he texted me saying, let's speak in an hour because we probably might have a fight to make. Which after being informed very early in the morning, I realized what was happening. So we did speak. We discussed the possibilities, what can be done and how fast it can be done. So Eddie said that he's giving the opportunity for Fury people to manage this stuff with Wilder until the end of the week, and if they doesn't manage to manage it, then AJ would probably have to go with the mandatory.
How excited are you if it does happen that Usyk is going to fight AJ?
Well, it's a great news for the promoter because you finally end up with the result. Because with Usyk, we signed him. We made his career from his first fight in professional boxing, and we brought him to the undisputed championship in cruiserweight. And when he decided to move up in the division for heavyweights, we claimed that he has to become the world champion. He has to become the world champion in heavyweights, the undisputed world champion. Of course, not too many things depend on us. We're just putting things together. Everything is conducted inside the ring. But it's a huge step towards the objective. The objective is to become the world champion in heavyweights. Usyk has already made the history, and he's still on the way to make a part of it.
Can I ask you, Alex, is Oleksandr due to, or was Oleksandr due to fight soon anyway?
He was due to fight the interim with Joyce.
Yeah.
Probably for, maybe it would be a regular fight if Usyk Joyce would have taken place after August 14.
How close was that fight, Alex? Because the last that we heard, there was a little bit of a discussion about purses.
It was not close. I tell you why, because we would go for the purse bid.
Yeah.
The issue that was all the time not under discussion, it was like not regulated, and it didn't allow us even to start negotiation, was the split, which is regulated according to the WBO rules. 3 last purses of each fighter come together, and the percentage of each purse define the split. So according to our calculation, the percentage was 93-7 in favor of Usyk, but WBO rules claim that any fighter in any kind of calculation cannot receive less than 20%. So 8-20 split was something fair that we were looking for, and WBO actually concluded that and approved the split, but Queensbury Promotion and Joyce team, they went to grievance committee of WBO with the objection. So the objection had to be regarded in a couple of days according to our schedule, but I'm not sure whether it's still in like actual.
Does that make it difficult for you, Alex? Because at the moment, I'm guessing you don't know who you're going to fight next then. Because it could be Joyce still, or you could get the call on Sunday when the time runs out that he's fighting Joshua.
Well, last night, Usyk was very likely to fight Joyce.
Yeah.
Tonight, it's much more probable that he fights AJ.
If I have to ask you, in your heart of hearts, Alex, what do you think's going to happen? What would you say?
No predictions. Sorry. If it comes to fight like that, of course, it's very complicated to say.
Yeah.
Too complicated, because no one ever seen Usyk in heavyweights. Just one fight with Chisora. I think Usyk is very, very much underestimated by most of the heavyweights, claiming that his anthropometry, the size of his body, is not enough for heavyweights. But his weight is already over 100, which brings him to same conditions like Evander Holyfield, like David Haye, more or less the same, maybe Muhammad Ali. So it's very close, and I think he has every and each chance to win the possible fight with Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, and I assume you would feel exactly have the exactly same confidence in the fight with Joe Joyce.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Has Oleksandr been in touch with you, Alex?
Yes, I spoke to him this morning. So I gave him a call. He didn't pick up. Then I left a message, a very short one, saying like, Alex, are you ready to face AJ? So he called me back in half an hour saying that he was driving La Manche already on his way to London. and which turn he has to make, left or right. So he's ready. Yeah, he's ready.
Would you have the fight in London? Because you've obviously already been over here, the huge event against Tony Bellew in Manchester. And I know we spoke at the press conference. You really enjoy England. Would you come back for that fight?
If you ask me personal, as the human being, of course I would choose to make that fight in Kiev on the National Olympic Stadium, which is something I can do for my country. But it doesn't seem to be likely to happen. Of course, UK is a great boxing world. It's not exaggeration. UK is the a separate boxing world because the fans are fantastic. The crowd is absolutely fantastic. I mean, the attitude to boxing, to athletes, is very different from other countries, and the recognition is on the top level. So fighting in the UK is a great honor, great pleasure, and it's something that brings you to the new level. I don't mind actually coming to England. It's always a great chance to see friends, to see good people, to stay in a nice atmosphere. Only positive vibes.
That's very kind of you. Alex, last one, because I know you've been absolutely battered all day. If I was to give you a crystal ball for you to predict what happens over the next 4 or 5 days, what do you think is going to happen?
4 or 5 days?
Yeah, because didn't Eddie say the deadline was Sunday?
Oh, yeah. The deadline was end of week.
So what do you think will happen between now and then?
There are 2 ends of the week. End of business week and end of the calendar week, which is Friday and Sunday. I don't think anything serious gonna happen. I don't believe that Wilder would be willing to step aside, because it's a matter of his character. It's a matter of his character of a warrior, because he needs to prove something. Otherwise, if he just takes money and steps aside, would look him a coward, and like that he's done in boxing, and it doesn't mean anything serious. Of course, it's not a matter of money. It's a matter of heritage. He has to take the revenge. And as he already stated on social media, he wants blood. He wants much blood. It means that this guy is oriented, is really like focused on Fury fight. If he is focused, then Fury has, according to the arbitration decision, he has to give him the 3rd fight, which Bob Arum already said might take place in Las Vegas on 28th of July or something like that, or 24th. So we will probably move up with Eddie to make a deal for AJ and Usyk. Let's say taking place in the middle of August, replacing the before existing date.
Very, very last one. British fans definitely want to see Fury versus Joshua for obvious reasons, but Oleksandr could completely ruin all that, couldn't he?
Wilder can ruin all that. COVID can ruin all that. It's boxing. Nothing is determined here for 100%. But if you ask me, I would also love to see the undisputed heavyweight championship.
And I have to ask you, who do you think wins if Fury and Joshua do eventually meet?
If Fury and AJ,
yeah,
it's a 50-50 fight. That's why they have 2-fight deal.
Yeah, good point. Alex,
yeah,
I really appreciate
50-50, you know what I mean?
Indeed. Alex, I appreciate your time. Thank you for keeping us up to date. I hope it
was my pleasure.
I hope we can speak sometime over the next week with news either way.
Yeah, building up the fight.
All right, I'll let you get back to your big jug of water now.
I need to go to sleep, you know.
Alex Krassyuk, you're a star. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. It was my pleasure.
Take care.